points in all the towns in all the world.
Ah yes, war. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Unless of course you're Call of Duty, in which case war is pretty good for something. And that, my friends, leads us very nicely into this month's VGM. Yes, we're looking at the latest instalment of arguably the biggest game series of this generation, Call of Duty Black Ops. We'll be giving you the VGM verdict on the game itself, and as always we'll be digging out the celluloid classics that have influenced Black Ops. Our top 5 this month is also suitably blood-soaked, as we'll be racking up the 5 war films with the highest death counts. So lock and load, slap on the face paint, and remember to check those corners. We're heading into the danger zone.
Clear them out. Move up the street.
From the very first level, which sees you storming a Cuban hideout
Inside, go!
and assassinating Fidel Castro, or Izzy, you know you're going to be in for an action-packed ride. Each level throws you into the mix from the get-go, and the action rarely lets up.
Oh, shit!
Missions will take you to Cold War Russia, Communist Cuba, and put you right in the heart of darkness itself, the Vietnam War. There are some fantastic set pieces and nice diversions from the bog standard running and shooting too.
Cat, we are rolling.
The graphics in places are absolutely stunning, the story is entertaining, and all that without even touching on the multiplayer. But arguably, the best thing about Black Ops is the countless cinematic references spread throughout the entire game, and because we know you love your cinema as much as we do, here are VGM's favourites.
Let's go and make the greatest war movie ever! Oh.
Set in and around the Cold War, the story revolves around you reliving the memories of central character Alex Mason, as he is interrogated by a mysterious figure trying to unlock the hidden codes buried deep within Mason's head.
What do you want from me?
You want the numbers, Mason. That's all we've ever wanted.
With the overriding fear that the commies are scheming to take over the good old US of A via advanced brainwashing techniques and imminent nuclear Armageddon. The Cold War setting and the constant flashbacks that occur throughout Black Ops mirror the plotline of 2006 film The Good Shepherd.
The President has asked me to look into creating a foreign intelligence service, and if that happens, I'll be looking for patriotic, honorable, bright young men to manage the various departments.
Based loosely on the birth of the CIA, The Good Shepherd stars Matt Damon and Angelina Jolie and is directed by screen legend Robert De Niro. Although in this film I don't remember Matt Damon ever breaking free from a Russian military prison on the back of a Steve McQueen-esque motorbike, and I certainly don't remember him being brainwashed to kill a leading politician. In fact, this is the closest Matt gets to any real action.
Night after night, the Major was plagued by the same reoccurring nightmare.
The idea of communist brainwashing has been taken from 1962 film The Manchurian Candidate, also remade in 2004. Its opening brainwashing sequence of POWs has clearly played an influence as some of Black Ops' more political thriller elements. The original stars Frank Sinatra and Murder, She Wrote super detective Angela Lansbury. And if that's not enough to put you off, the creepy incest subplot between Angela and her son definitely will. Themes from Cold War thriller The Hunt for the Red October have also been pilfered, as some of the later missions in the game have you tracking down a nuclear warship with its sights set firmly on American terra firma. Expect some underwater shenanigans late on in the game. Without a doubt, the most iconic locations in the game are the missions set in Vietnam, and Black Ops does an incredible job of recreating the sights and sounds made famous by so many classic Nam war films. The first time Mason sets foot on war-torn Vietnam soil, he finds himself heavily under fire. This bears more than a passing resemblance to the fantastic 1987 film Hamburger Hill. Hamburger Hill is an incredibly brutal and realistic tale, and both the film and Black Ops recreate well the deadly drama and tense action the real-life soldiers must have gone through.
This is the end, beautiful friend.
Arguably one of the most well-known Vietnam films is Francis Ford Coppola's 1979 classic Apocalypse Now.
Third generation West Point, top of his class, etc., etc.
I loved you in Wall Street!
Now, while the storylines are very different, Black Ops plays homage to Apocalypse Now in both the mission where Mason is tearing down the Mekong and the mission where Mason is bringing down all manner of fire and brimstone in his helicopter.
Mason. Mason, with me?
And then there's the Russian roulette scene ripped straight out of The Deer Hunter. Which one is more harrowing? We'll let you decide.
Blake! What's the plan? Thinking. No talk! One chance, Mason. We'll take it. Okay. No! You can't kill me!
Go ahead, Nicky. Go ahead, Nicky.
You shoot the end!
It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright.
Visibility has improved. We're starting our insertion, moving to the substation.
Away from Vietnam, Black Ops sees your character battling to gain access to snowbound fortresses with more than a nod to the James Bond classic on Her Majesty's Secret Service. Tiny bit of film trivia for you. On Her Majesty's Secret Service is the only Bond film to see the titular super spy get hitched.
Don't forget, if there's anything you ever need...
Thank you, Q, but this time I've got the gadgets. I know how to use them.
Unfortunately for him, new wifey gets shot in the head just before the end credits roll. Back to the womanising single life for you, Mr. Bond.
This is Nikita Dragovich. He has no fear, no conscience, no weakness.
Sticking with the Bond theme for a moment longer, we have Russian baddie Dragovich. Now, while he's not necessarily based on one Bond villain in particular, he definitely has all the traits of a fully fledged 007 nemesis. For starters, he's foreign. He spends most of his time in secluded secret hideouts complete with rocket launch pads, and of course is obsessed with taking over the world.
Our plan to strike at the very heart of the West is now in motion.
Dragovich would certainly not look out of place lined up against any of Bond's more famous baddies. Moving on to fellow CIA operative Frank Woods, he looks like a true Nam veteran.
Get into the bunker, I'll cover you. Go!
With his headband and torn shirt, you can clearly see the influence films such as Platoon and The Deer Hunter have had on him.
I am here with a warning. Your government would do well to heed.
Finally, you have Mason's constant companion, the hardest Rusky this side of winter, Viktor Reznov.
Every journey begins with a single step.
Mason first meets up with Reznov as they stage the daring breakout from Soviet prison camp Vorkuta. It's probably worth mentioning here that some of the stages of the breakout have been lifted straight from the 2001 film The Last Castle. Back to Reznov, and it's not long before he pops up again and again and again, always at a time when Mason needs him most and always there to help.
Stop.
This is echoed in David Fincher's sleeper hit Fight Club.
The first rule of Fight Club is, you do not talk about Fight Club. The second rule of Fight Club is, you do not talk about Fight Club.
Both Fight Club and Black Ops have enigmatic characters whose origins are unknown until the final scenes, where we realise they're just figments of the imagination. Crazy.
And go!
It's the time you've been waiting for then, as we give you our top 5 roundup. And if it's explosions, flying bodies and lost limbs that's your bag, you psycho, then you're going to love it. We're looking at the 5 war films with the highest body counts in movie history. Bludgeoning into our list at number 5, we've got Brian G. Hutton's 1970 war-cum-heist movie, Kelly's Heroes. This flick sees VGM fave Clint Eastwood attempting to rob a bank deep inside Nazi-occupied France.
All you have to do to have an equal share of this money is crank this turret around and blow a hole in that door.
Do you feel lucky, Jerry? Apparently not. Total death count, a respectable 139. Swooping in for the kill at number 4 is Michael Bay's 2001 smooch fest Pearl Harbor. Now we know this film splits opinion like a finely honed bayonet, but get past the whiny bitching about who's shagging who and you'll discover there's something else the film splits. Bodies, and lots of them. As the Japanese launch their surprise attack, a grand total of 153 meet their maker, and we wish it was 154. Actually, make that 155. Slicing through the competition and clinching a top 3 spot, we've got the 2008 not-so-classic Rambo. Old Sly may look a bit of a tool in the headband, but he still knows a thing or two about conducting negotiations. In fact, Rambo's kill count of 247 is almost solely down to Mr. Biceps himself. Well, Mr. Biceps plus a .50 caliber mounted machine gun. And a machete. Storming in at number 2, we've got harrowing Steven Spielberg Oscar winner Saving Private Ryan.
What's this all about? Ryan lost his brothers. Which one? All of them.
If you've not seen the now iconic beach landing opening, then you're missing arguably the greatest battle scene in war movie history. It's crammed full of intestines, severed limbs and not so lucky helmets. Total kill count, a staggering 255. So what revered classic of the silver screen has made it to VGM's number 1 spot? What bastion of war cinema history has managed to outgun Spielberg, Stallone, Eastwood and Affleck? It is of course the one, the only, We Were Soldiers. No, we don't really remember it either. This 2002 Nam movie stars Mel Gibson as hurrahing Lieutenant Moore as he takes his 7th Cavalry Regiment deep into enemy territory.
I wonder what was going through Custer's mind when he realized he led his men into a slaughter.
Sorry, Custer was a pussy. You ain't.
Racking up a stonking death tally, Gibson has since decided to give up the drink for good. Oh, and 305 people die in the movie, in case you were wondering. So that's it, folks. If you've exhausted your gaming trigger finger and are looking to bask in more warsome carnage, then check out all the films we've mentioned. Just remember, it's good for absolutely nothing. Don't forget to leave your comments, and while you're at it, why not snipe us at Facebook or Twitter? Yeah, we're down with the social network thing. Find all that plus other awesome videos on our new site, www.vgm.tv. Until next time then, VGM, over and out.
Ain't no time to wonder why. We're all gonna die.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.